The Nokia X30 5G and G60 5G are recently released devices by Nokia and recently made available in the Nigerian market. They are priced significantly different, but it might interest you to know how much similarity exists between them on specifications, and to some extent, the lesser G60 seems like the better value for money, even though it has that hideous water drop notch display. But there's plenty to talk about the X30, which I believe is Nokia's first AMOLED display device. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, this won't be a detailed video as I have not used both of these devices extensively, so it's more of a quick review and impressions video. In a few days, you'll probably see individual reviews for each of these. Now, going straight to the point, when I saw the specs of both of these devices, I got confused for a bit, especially as the X30 is significantly more expensive, costing about 360,000 naira here in Nigeria, or somewhere around $450 US. Both packs the Snapdragon 695, which is not a bad processor, but seems the least offered at this price point. It becomes more interesting when you realize the same processor powers the G60, which costs about 140,000 naira less. But there's actually a couple of things that separate them that's maybe good enough for you to pick up the Nokia X30 5G. It boasts the most premium build as far as mid-range smartphones go, with the Gorilla Glass Victus protected display and an aluminum frame, pretty much flagship build quality. According to Nokia, it was built from 100% recycled aluminum and 65% recycled plastic, as you can see from the box. So it's their most eco-friendly phone to date. Well, when a brand starts saying stuff like eco-friendly, you can guess where they're headed. Yeah, the charger is out the box. They are saving the planet. Ironically, the G60, in contrast, comes with a charger and earphones. I'm no expert on planet saving, but it looks like the G60 does a better job at being eco-friendly, as it saves you from spending money on extra accessories with extra packaging. They're both Android One devices and promises 3 years of OS upgrades, currently running stock Android 12, so that's Android 15 guaranteed. As far as software is concerned, I'd say the efficiency and smoothness of stock Android cannot be overemphasized. It's the closest to Pixel experience you'll ever get, and it's nice to see Nokia still giving that to us with their devices. Now, speaking of smoothness, the more affordable Nokia G60 has a higher refresh rate display at 120Hz compared to 90Hz we get on the X30 5G. I know, it's annoying, but it is what it is. Now, they are both set to either adaptive or 60Hz, so you don't get to choose high refresh rate always. In the defense of the X30 though, it gets a lovely AMOLED display with a much better design. What it lacks in refresh rate, it gets in display quality. I would have complained more about its 90Hz, but the Google Pixel 7 has 90Hz, and the far more expensive iPhone 14 has 60Hz, so I guess Nokia gets a pass. Now, looking at both devices, it's easy to see which looks the more premium, and not only does it look premium, it also feels premium. Of course, I'm referring to the X30 5G. It also gets IP67 water and dust resistance, so as far as build quality goes, you're getting your money's worth. Now, if this had like a Snapdragon 778G, it would have been hands down a contender for best value for money. As a matter of fact, its pricing puts it as a contender with the Samsung Galaxy A73 or even the Google Pixel 6a. That's pretty competitive. The G60, on the other hand, which I'd say is more fairly priced, has a water drop notch LCD display. Probably the only device at this price point with that display design. It compensates in other areas though, as the Snapdragon 695 is fitting for this price point. Both phones are 5G capable and will work with MTN's 5G here in Nigeria, so there's also that. Now, the X30, as you probably already noticed, does not get a headphone jack, also does not have expandable storage. Thankfully, it comes with as much as 256GB storage and 8GB of RAM here in Nigeria. The G60 gets 128GB base storage for this region and 6GB of RAM. It also gets an SD card slot and keeps the headphone jack. Both devices support dual SIM cards, and you can also use eSIM with the X30 5G. The Nokia X30 applies an optical fingerprint scanner, which is convenient to use and as fast as you'd expect from a good one. The G60 uses a side-mounted scanner on the power button. Both works just fine. One thing I've noticed about the software is that while stock and has proper Material U integration, it doesn't apply to the icons like we have on the Pixels or with Samsung. From my little usage of both so far, I can't deny the X30 does feel premium. In time, we'll know how well it's worth the price tag. Make sure you are subscribed to see the individual detailed reviews of these two when they drop. Actually, I'm more inclined to using the X30 because of that premium feel. The Nokia G60 gets the higher battery capacity at 4500 mAh and supports 20 watts fast charging, while the X30 gets the faster 33 watts fast charging. Only the G60 gets a charger in the box. In the camera department, both get a 50 megapixel main camera, but the X30 has better configuration with OIS, a better ultra-wide camera and also selfie camera. Not used both of them long enough, but the few photos I've shot on both look good. What are your thoughts on these two? I think they are both solid but lacking features that make them competitive, but specs don't tell the whole story. So I'll wait for my full review to conclude. Peace. Subscribe.